Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, All Dragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human. He's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow. I don't know why that's funny.
Hi, I'm Cozy. I play Darrakar. He's a Minotaur fighter from Brawl.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakamisama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hi, I'm Diamond Worm, and I play Lankas Skipzaggle, an Illusionist thief tinker gnome from Kryn.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, Human Paladin, Specialty Priest of Tyr from Brawl, and still trying to get my head wrapped around whatever plan we're doing.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hey, I'm Zakhan. I play Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest and thief from Realm Space. His gimmick is coming up fun titles every week. So his current title is the I already failed. Dependable Daring Demonstrationalist. Whereas I put in as a synopsis, you can reliably count on Lafdul to do stupid things. According to the party, not as helpful. You would never say that, but it's in roll 20.
And for those viewers who wish to give the player or Dungeon Master of their choice a bit of a boost in the game, 500 bits will get a reroll. Currently, Braxon, Finn, Ockar, Lafdul, and Solas all have 1. Darrakar has 2. Lankas has 6. I, the Dungeon Master, only have 12. So we left off last time. The party had discovered that there is a dragon amongst the creatures living in Kazafrin. And there was going to be some discussion on how to rescue the dwarves held by the Kuotoa. But before we do that, there's a couple things that Lafdul might have noticed that I want him to roll an intelligence check for. Lafdul?
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah, I just had a funny remark. I was thinking about using a reroll, but then I thought about potentially encountering a dragon, and I thought that was an 18.
Okay. First thing is that you definitely noticed something or some things orbiting the dragon's head.
Because
I understand.
Yeah,
And
it's got its own eye on stance.
the other thing, which I'm not requiring a reroll for. This is more of a I reread something and noticed that I said something wrong last time. Your leather gear definitely has some signs of minor damage from that dragon's breath.
My
Cloth,
leather.
yeah, the leather.
Oh, my pouch is made out of leather.
Yeah,
that's the only.
They're all okay. Like they're not like that. It wasn't enough damage to cause long-term harm or serious damage. It's just the kind of thing that you might want to keep that in mind.
No, I when I realized it was corrosiveness, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to memorize resist acid and corrosions. Presumably, that would work against that type of dragon breath.
Might. All right, so there was some talk about a plan, and I know you guys discussed it during the week. Yes, go ahead, Braxon.
I know people ask questions about whether people can do stuff at the wrong time. That ring that Lafdul has that can move things, is that able to snatch something like an iron stone out of air, or is it too weak for that?
Yeah.
It is possible. It would require an attack roll against a relatively low armor class.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
it would be a difficult task, but it is possible.
All right.
Note that you can also like similarly difficult task, but like called shot with a missile weapon to knock those out of the air too.
Yeah. So Braxon, if Braxon was up against the dragon, he could throw his axe of returning at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, and the axe comes back.
Okay.
Hopefully,
So
unless the dragon cooks it.
any other questions about that? Lafdul, you weren't able to see how many there were, although you do know that there was more than one. And you didn't really get a feel for their shape. It was too far. It was just like a vague thing you saw them orbiting.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, here's a question. Hey, Sealan. Or Finn, sorry.
Yes.
Because I'm not exactly sure what I remember, but the event did happen. Do you think you could time pull that so we could get a better look at the dragon?
As long as you can describe it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope so. It was just like an hour ago, so it'd be fresh in my mind. Something so scary.
Well, let me ask you this. What exactly would you be looking to get out of the time pool?
To know what iron stones are there. One, to get an idea of potentially how big that dragon is. Some people might be able to see better in the dark than I could. Or we might be able to employ magic through that. Or we might be able to see Darrakar's thing now. I don't know.
Okay.
If you're sitting on a copper
That's fine.
hoard.
All right.
Time pool isn't always exactly from a particular perspective either, so we might be able to see it from a different angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you use magic to enhance your sight, you might be able to see everything.
Right. The reason I was asking was because there would be like, depending on what you were interested in, I might be able to just say, no, this is the information you're looking for. But the things that you said, that would be a decent use of time pool. Solas, you had a question?
Yeah, can we differentiate between different ion stones based on their shape?
Yeah, but unless you've encountered an ion stone before and you know what it does, you probably won't know what any given ion stone does.
Yeah, since
to match the ones we got.
Unless there was enough light in the dragon's cavern, I don't think we would be able to make out the colors with the infravision.
No, not with
the thing
infravision.
is, with something like True Seeing, you probably could. Could you?
I'm not sure if True Seeing. I'm not sure if True Seeing goes through like transfers through
time pool.
Oh,
you're just trying to.
Do you know what? I mean, if we had 4 days, it might be worth it. But like, we're talking about Finn expending a spell, and we're not really going to know what exactly we're dealing with until we actually meet the dragon. Anyway.
Well, the size could give you an idea of how powerful a dragon it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I guess this is a question.
Are we going to take
real fast? Hold on, real fast. This is a question for Finn. Do you have time pool memorized, or would you need a day to get it?
I would need a day.
Okay.
I don't have it currently memorized.
Okay, so that's something to keep in mind right there. All right, Braxon, what were you saying?
Something I would say. Well, something I would say is we've been having a bit of a debate between the subterfuge where we sneak in, kidnap the dwarves, and make out the drow have stolen them, and other stuff. If we fight the dragon now, that might damage the subterfuge plan. And the alternate plan to subterfuge. Hang on, just let me go through it. The alternate plan to subterfuge was blocking up the tunnels, right? So we're in this situation where if we do one thing, we damage the other alternative plan, right? So some of these stuff becomes mutually exclusive. So if the safest thing for getting the dwarves out and using subterfuge is to not actually attack the dragon, but maybe see if we can find out if the dragon's got what we need, we will be retreating and coming back later. And if we're retreating and coming back later, the time pool to see what the dragon is and what it's got could be done later when we're back with the dwarves in civilization. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I was feeling. I feel like our best bet is to basically cast locate object from a distance,
Yeah.
because it's a 20 yards per level spell, and yards are a very vast distance. So we would cast that directed towards where we now know its lair is, to see if we can sense that the keystone's there. And
Yeah.
even if we do sense the keystone's there, I don't think we should confront the dragon. I think we should do whichever other plan we have and get out of there with the dwarves and come back with more forces if possible, because it's mainly a scouting mission and we're coming back with people that have been stuck there for a while and we have knowledge of the dragon and everything else going on there so far.
Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind if we are going to go with the route of retrieving reinforcements from the dwarfs is that it's going to take time for them to organize forces to travel here, and we are not sure if we can use the Lem's quick way to travel with that size of force.
That's
yeah.
true.
So you wanna ask her about that?
March.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she will tell you that yeah, she doesn't have a good way of getting you back to the dwarves. It is going to be a hike, and you're looking at over 2 weeks getting back, probably. Now, she has sensed that there is the possibility that somewhere in this general area there might be a one of these ley lines, essentially, is what you guys would think of them as. That she can use to get back closer to the dwarves, but she doesn't know exactly where it is, and she's worried that it's inside Khazafrin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Crazy question to her. Does she know of a way up to the surface? Because if there's a way up to the surface, we could theoretically bring down our ship in the valley where the railway goes and transport some dwarves from there, or just bring our own dwarves and land somewhere, like drop off some people on the top of a mountain and come back down. And we'd probably be better off again with our own dwarves, actually, if we were going to do that.
She could get you to the surface. It would be about 2 weeks. But she
2
doesn't
weeks to
know the
as
surface.
well.
She doesn't know the surface, so she's not even sure where you'd come out. Like, she doesn't know the surface realms. You would not be in the dwarven realm.
And then it would be about the same time to get back.
Okay.
This why I'm leaning towards capturing one and interrogating them. We could learn a lot.
We can do that with a drow.
The problem is, what do we do with them once we have them? Because some of us are not exactly keen on killing hostages.
Well,
I mean, you could strip them of their like you could strip them of their stuff, take them a day away, and just say, "You're free now. Make your way wherever." I mean, like, it would be a day to get back. I mean, it would be more ideal to do that later after you've taken care of Khazafrin. But if you let them fend for themselves without any gear, it's on them. They at least have a chance.
Question.
How about
question first.
Mm-hmm.
So most of these locations are they connected by bridges?
There are
Stepping stones.
floating platforms.
Yeah.
So, okay, is there a way to disrupt those?
Yeah, I was
Could
just
we-
thinking
Spell
that. What if you
magic?
dispelled them?
You could try dispelling them, yeah.
Like, would it be possible to dispel the floating platforms to isolate them?
I mean, you don't know
That
exactly what would
actually
happen.
Really good, because they'd be trapped, in a manner of speaking.
So you don't know exactly what
Because
would happen if you dispel them, because you haven't tried that. Worst
can
case
try it, yeah.
scenario.
Also, it might be
Real fast. Let me finish.
Let's let all
Real,
speak.
real. Worst case scenario, besides it not working at all, which is just you're not sure if if you cast a dispel magic, you won't know if it's because it's impossible or because you didn't roll well enough. But beyond that, the worst case scenario is that they stop working for a period of time. Like what would happen if someone casted a dispel magic on one of your wands. It just stops working for a while, but then it'll start working again after a time.
Well,
yeah.
But then
the-
it might just fall down if it's not.
Yeah, that's what, like, if it
it's in the
stops
air.
working, it would fall down. What were you had a follow-up question,
Which
Ockar?
is it go
So
at the
my-
bottom of the rock.
so my thought
Yeah,
was
River, sorry.
going based on the map you drew for us, which, if you want to like show that on the stream, if
I mean,
we
I can
were
take
to
them to the main map.
isolate, I was talking about like the one you drew for like
I know.
reference.
The viewers though can see the main
But
map.
basically, between there are like two main egresses into like the main part of Kazafran that I see
Mhm.
that we could disable. One of them would be taking out the stepping stones near Kuatoa, keeping the Darrow from being able to reinforce,
Mhm.
or taking out the small stepping stone pathway between the Drow and the Batfolk to keep the Drow from being able to reinforce.
Mhm.
Which could allow us an easier time since other forces would be delayed.
I've got an idea with this drow
what?
that you want to capture and question. If you go into the city and you rescue the dwarves, you could. And the idea was we were going to leave things in the city that incriminate the dwarves, the drow. Sorry, leave something that incriminates the drow that we've questioned, yeah, and give them a ton of money, yeah. Ideally, money stolen from the city, yeah, or whatever. Give them some stuff where if they go somewhere else, they have money. If they go back to the city, it looks like they took part in things and they robbed people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, we can say, you know that you didn't do it. We know that you didn't do it, but they're going to think that you did it. Yeah. So we suggest you get out of here. Yeah. Go somewhere else and you'll be rich. If you go back, you'll be tortured and murdered. Yeah.
I'm not sure how well blackmailing Drow will go. They're
Well,
kind of really
They're
cruel
more
and
susceptible to it than we are.
yeah. It's that. It's that, or we
they'd
kill them.
they'd probably be more receptive to it than the other races in here, like the Darrow, because the Darrow
It's
the
it's
Darrow
that,
are
or we
not
kill.
reasonable.
It's that, or we kill them.
Hmm.
I'm kind of. He says, wait for his alignment to be changed by All Dragon. I'm kind of. Braxon says, I'm kind of okay with the idea of killing people because we need to get these dwarves out, yeah, and we don't have the ability to have captives that we take all the way back to the land of the dwarves because we haven't got the supplies, we haven't got the food for it, yeah. We're going to have to move, and we're going to have to move as fast as everyone can move. You know, the speed of the slowest person. We don't.
Oh, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
We don't have the ability to be keeping our eyes on captives at the same time to make sure they don't stab us in the back. Yeah. So I'm okay with the idea. I'm really sorry, but we're gonna have to kill you. Yeah. I'm okay with that under these circumstances, right?
I mean,
So
I
the
didn't think we
question
were
is,
taking cap. Sorry.
the question is, if we're going to capture one and question them, are other people okay with doing that, or do people want to let them go? Because if there's someone that's like, this is a hard line for me, we have to let them go, well, then we plan for letting them go. Yeah. And if we don't have the hard line, we don't have the problem, we don't have to frame them. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care about keeping them alive if we capture them, especially if it's like a drow or a darrow, unless it's like a child or something, because
Yeah.
for the most part, they're almost always evil aligned and cruel and slavers and such. So I have no real love lost in the situation.
All right, here's the problem though. Here's the problem. Hold on. Here's the problem. You would not, like, anyone who's good, it will not accept executing a prisoner without some sort of trial situation kind of thing, because that's just not.
Right.
It's not good.
That is a good point.
Now,
even in a kind of desperate situation like this where we don't want them alerting the others.
I mean, you can hold on to them for a while, for a few days, and then when you're ready to leave, let them go. I mean, at that point, what can they do? I mean, especially if you take all their stuff, you know, except for clothing, and then let them fend for themselves. It's up to them to survive.
I'm not.
Like, you can hold on to them until you're leaving.
With that for good aligned characters in a situation like this where you're dealing with drow and
have
darrow and
memory
other
manipulation
races
spells?
that are typically evil aligned by nature.
But you can't. It's not by nature. It's not by nature. It's a choice. It's still a choice, or at the very least, an indoctrination.
Drow were literally cursed to be evil.
No, not in second edition.
Nope.
If they were cursed to be evil, then there wouldn't be people like the rich.
I guess.
There's always outliers, and you can't
that makes them.
You can't know unless you want to scan their alignment. But also, just being evil isn't grounds for killing them. They still have to have done something. Because like you can have a chaotic evil farmer who hates everyone, wants to murder everyone, but knows he would get caught if he did, and thus never actually murders anyone, and lives his life exactly as a lawful good farmer does, just because he's too afraid of getting caught and punished by committing the things.
Honestly,
Also,
I'm not. The main problem I have is I'm not sure we should take captives at all if we do attack a patrol, because that kind of leaves a liability in a lot of ways. And I figure if we want to get information out of somebody, it would be better to do speak with dead.
One reminder: if for example, if they surrender, Solas would be feels that we would have to accept their surrender.
I guess they surrender, but if
and
they don't
also, even if they were evil, as a good character, you still at least Solas thinks that they still have room for redemption.
I guess but I feel like if we end up attacking a patrol and none of them surrender, I don't think it really. I don't think it's like a good idea to actively try to knock one out to take it captive. I feel like a better plan there would be to just wipe them out and cast Speak with Dead. But if one surrenders, then we do keep it captive because we kind of have to.
Well,
But yeah, Solas would be ethically opposed on executing any prisoners without a trial.
So
Okay.
setting
That's
that
fair,
aside,
yeah.
setting that aside for now. Like the things to iron. Let's try to iron out some specifics so that we can like figure out what exactly you guys want to do as a group.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can I come at this from the other end?
Sure.
Lafdul was saying about capturing one so he could question them. What do we actually want to find out from a captured drow? Because
Good point.
if we don't need to find anything out, we don't have to do it.
Loads of things I can think of.
Well,
One for
can
the
you-
Keystone for Lem, access to the surface, whereabouts it is, interfaction relations that we can manipulate. Well, they're just a few things I can think of right now. But my point was to say that yes, I can think of quite a few things.
But how many of those? Hold on. How many of those things are nice to know versus need to know? Like, can you think of anything that because part of like if you want to capture someone and interrogate them, and other people are like, I'm not sure I see the value of it. What would you consider something that they could give you that you feel you really should know, you need to know right now, that they could give you?
What we're potentially going up against would be really good to know.
But the problem
Okay.
I have with actively trying to capture somebody is I feel like it'll put a drain on our resources in a situation where we're already kind of being drained as it is, having to wait here trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to deal with this each day. And
Considering our food's limited.
it would, and even attacking patrol is going to draw more attention to us in the first place.
Yeah.
And capturing a guy makes it more likely that we might get discovered if they end up escaping at some point.
I think there's one of the things that you said that we can cross off the list, which is the route to the surface, which was my idea for being able to get a spelljamming ship in. Right, we've found out that the trip to the surface is likely to take 2 weeks, and the trip going back to the dwarves is likely to take 2 weeks. And if we bring down our ship to drop off people in that valley where the railway comes to the surface, anything we want from the ship we can get by going back the way where our guide knows us to take us. So my idea of going to the surface is redundant. Anything we need from the ship we can get, you know. So I don't think we need that. So it comes down to the other things you said, which is what we're up against, which is always a problem that we never know exactly what we're up against. And the question is going to be: is a mere drow foot soldier going to know everything about all of those places? And I think the answer is probably not.
Okay.
Can
Can
I
I
ask
make a
a
suggestion?
question for
Lankas started speaking first. Go ahead, Lankas.
We're getting caught up in the weeds about ethics and such. Can we try to decide on a plan and then we can figure out how to execute that plan?
Yeah, I have an idea for that, but go ahead, Solas, first, because you had a question. And then I'll circle back.
Yeah, because this might alleviate some worries a few people have. Finn and Lafdul, you have access to create food and water spell, right?
Yeah, no. Well, I knew we wouldn't start.
Do you have access to or
yes,
not?
You know I do.
Finn?
I'm pretty sure Finn does not.
Okay, so either me or Lafdul can create with one spell enough food for everyone and the dwarves. So food is not going to be a problem. As long as me or Lafdul is alive and up.
Okay. Let me.
So don't worry about the food.
Let me ask.
Yeah,
let me ask
that's
this.
on the escape, isn't it?
Let me ask this. So your goal here is to figure out what the connection is between Khazafrin and the train hijackings, essentially.
Right.
And to resolve it if possible. You haven't done that yet. Now, if you you're hoping that the dwarven prisoners might know something. Like that's kind of something that I've picked up, correct?
Yeah.
They already
Yeah.
said they didn't, though.
Well, I wasn't planning on. That was just happens. We want to get them out simply because they're.
Yeah, no, I
understand.
understand you like new goal, get them out because it's good. I understand that. Perfectly understand that. But if you got them out right now and went back to the dwarves, you haven't done what the dwarves wanted you to do. So,
No, but we plan on going back because of the keystone anyway. So
okay, so you want to get the dwarves out, go back to the dwarves of Krelazara, and then come back to Khazafrin?
Yeah,
that was an idea, but that
Go on.
that was the idea, but I'm starting to think that we can't do that immediately right now because it'll take us so long to get back to the dwarves. We might need to try to do a bit more investigation to try to get the because I feel like before we leave we need to at least figure out like before we execute on saving the dwarf plan, we need to figure out the connection between them and the train hijackings.
Okay, so here's a question, right? Going back, attacking drow, capture a drow, talk to a drow. Is there a likelihood that the drow will know information that will fulfill that mission, or would we be better off? Would we? Are there any spells people have if we put off for a day or two the rescue of the dwarves? Are there any spells that people have that could let people read people's minds or something, or do something else where they can find stuff out?
I have Zone of Truth that would force them to be honest if it works.
Yeah,
they can still choose not to answer, though.
They can still choose not to answer, but it would still be better than nothing.
It would help. It would help.
Read
We'll put it that way.
Memories, but
okay.
If we capture a high-ranking person and bring it back to Khazafran, in a manner of speaking, that might not exactly fulfill our goal, but I think it'll be enough of a goal that they would be able to, over time, extract what they need to know from that person if they're high enough rank. As in, they're one of the main people of the city.
All right. Go on.
Do we know, like, which group kind of has the biggest power base in the city?
It's the Drow. Yeah, the Drow definitely do.
And do we know where their main base of operations is?
Yeah, we know which island it is.
They have 2 islands.
Well, like, do we know like a building that they seem to be that like their top brass is operating out of?
Yeah. I've got another thought after that.
Well, let me keep going. Like, a thought could be that either Lankas or Lafdul could maybe infiltrate like the main drow part of the thing and see if they can find like any records or such that could tie into the train hijackings.
Yeah.
Like correspondence or something.
That ties in with what I was going to say. Somebody mentioned seeing someone with a book, right? Some of these people are going to have books. People do bookkeeping. If they're getting treasure from people that are doing the train robberies and they're paying people, there will be somebody who's an evil overlord that wants to make sure he's not being robbed. So there will be a book somewhere that says, this stuff came in, we paid this stuff for it, right? I don't. Was it you that saw the book, Solas?
Yes.
Right. So I don't know if that book you saw is a book that's a ledger of treasure coming in and money being paid to people or whatever, or if there's letters or whatever. But if there is a place where there are books and letters and things, if before we rescue the dwarves we put it off for a day or so, if there is a place with paperwork, if somebody can go in, I don't know if we have any spells that could help find the correct paperwork, but if somebody could go in and find documents that incriminate people, the documents will work. Yeah. People can lie. People can say, I'm not going to tell you. People can kill themselves. People can, refuse to speak to you if they're dead and you cast a speak with dead spells. But if we get the book that's got all the incriminating records in, we can take that back to the dwarves. Yeah. And that's the job done. That's the primary job done. And then we rescue the dwarves as a side benefit. And if you can also confirm if the dragon has the stuff that we need for the quest, and then we can come back. And the thing about coming back, which I think gives us an advantage with the subterfuge thing, if we can get the subterfuge to work and we go off with the dwarves and come back, if there's been an internal conflict between the drow and the other factions, they would have weakened each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we collapse the tunnels and we create unity between the factions, when we come back, we've got a bigger fight. But if we can actually pull off this subterfuge, which wasn't my primary idea, yeah, I was thinking about collapsing the tunnels. But if we can get subterfuge to work, and we can actually turn them against each other, and we go back with the dwarves and go through any evidence with them, yeah, we'll have an opportunity to get our mercenaries to come down if we want them, yeah. And then if we come back and we go to take out the dragon, we'll be facing a weaker city rather than a stronger city.
Yeah. So
real fast.
let's outline the plan. So,
right. Let me
I have a question.
Let me say something first. Okay. So I think the thing that you guys need to actually decide on, because one of the issues this group has is deciding on things. There's tons of ideas. Not very often do things get decided. So the question is, do you want to go back? Do you want to get help from the dwarves? Yes or no?
yes, we want to get help from the dwarves after we get the information they sent us for, and after we figure out if the keystone is here or not, and after we save the slaves.
I would actually say not necessarily to that. We've got this spell for detecting whether the quest item we need is here, right? So we use that spell. If the dragon doesn't have what we need, we don't need to come back. If the dragon does have what we need, then the problem we've got is we're split between attacking the dragon and rescuing the dwarves. And if it's a choice between attacking the dragon for the quest item and rescuing the dwarves, my personal point of view is the dwarves are more squishy. I would rather get the dwarves out, come back, right? So
Me too.
Here's the thing: we don't need, even if it has the quest item now, we can come back for the quest item.
I know, but if it doesn't have the quest item, we don't need to come back.
That's fair. So we can. That's going to be a contingent thing. We will have it in mind to come back if it has it. If it doesn't, we scrap that part of the plan.
So I think we need to spend another day to find out if that quest item is here, right? If that quest item is here, then we're coming back to take on the dragon, and we can come back with equipment for fighting a dragon. Yeah.
Yes.
If we don't have to do that, then the next thing we need to know is that place where you saw that book, Solas. Is that a library? Are there other books? Is that the place?
It was not a library.
Right. Is there anything in there that looks like it might be a library?
It was a barracks.
A barracks. Well,
yeah, the person writing looked like they might be a spellcaster.
It might have been a spell book.
Yeah.
Did they look like they were writing spells, or did they look like they were just writing a journal entry?
They were reading.
They were reading.
Yeah.
Right.
They were not writing.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
What was the name that was in the Darrow books as a contact or whoever they met here?
Vezerin.
Vezerin. Solas will try the crystal ball and with the idea that Vezerin might be the dragon's name.
All right, hold on a second.
To scry them.
I need to look at
Oh,
the
the
chances
irony.
of this working.
It might see us.
They might.
Well, I can't.
I mean, you
I
got the
understand-
crystal ball, you got the name. Either you try it
Yeah,
or you
let's do
don't.
this.
So
Yeah,
I will
let's
lend
do
you
it.
my amulet
Yeah.
of non-detection. It might help. I don't know.
All right. Good
Yeah,
luck.
may as well with the
Well,
amulet
if
on.
Lafdul gives me the amulet of non-detection, I will
Lend
use it.
it, but yeah.
Oh man.
okay,
What spells do
let's see.
I have?
And you don't have any items from them, so no. All right.
No.
And since you don't know what they are, you're hoping that this will reveal it. You are not well informed, so you are slightly informed.
Yeah,
about it. That's what we're going.
I'm slightly informed. I'm guessing it might be the dragon, but I'm not sure then.
Okay, let's see. All right. That is going to be high or low. What do you want?
Let's go with high.
All right. Do you want to use a reroll?
Do it.
How many do I have?
You have one.
Let's go with that.
You do want to use it?
Yeah, let's use it.
Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, with that reroll, you do not get a vision. The crystal ball, you concentrate on it, but it just stays murky, and you do not get a vision of anything in that.
Okay.
So, here's my thought. We need to. So, here are the things that we need to figure out, and let's just get these solidified. First, we need to cast Locate Object to see if the keystone is in Kazafren at all, and especially in that dragon's lair. So, can any of us cast Locate Object?
Myself and Daikami, I think Sealing can as well, because it's minor divination at the third level.
Sealan, Daikami, can you cast Locate Object?
Sorry, Finn.
I mean, Finn and
Yes.
Solas, can you cast it? Okay, good.
Okay.
So one of you three tomorrow should cast that. It's a level 3 spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so I cannot cast
Well,
that
for
yet.
priests, anyway. For wizards, it's second, I think.
And I don't think either of our wizards have the wizard version.
Nope.
But
Real fast.
okay,
Real fast. All right. So, Finn, can you cast Locate Object? And if so, what is the range that you would get out of it? Because the range will play a key in where you need to be to cast it, kind of thing.
Finn is AFK.
Oh,
Range is 60 yards plus 10 yards a level. And I think Finn is 11th level.
I'll wait for him to come back. All right. So Lafdul, you can cast it, correct? What is your range with it?
Well, I'm 9th level, so.
150.
Give me the number, please.
Well, yeah, 150.
Okay. So that's 450 feet. it's pretty long range, but you would still probably want to be in Khazafrin. You can't really be outside of it.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is that they could cast it while invisible while flying over
Yep.
like certain
Yeah.
bits. Like one
That's
of
fine.
them doing it near the dragon's lair, another one doing it at the drow location, that kind of thing. Like in the air.
I mean, that's
Okay. So
Ideally, yeah.
the question becomes this: is it possible for people to cast that spell and still carry out the plan of rescuing the dwarves tomorrow?
No,
Yeah.
uh,
It's easy
yeah,
enough.
but I figure we're gonna delay the doors by another day. My
Possibly.
plan. Can
Possibly.
can I please explain my
Yeah.
plan?
Sure.
My plan for tomorrow is that we're going to use locate objects to try to see if the keystone's anywhere around. After
Yeah.
that, our infiltrators, Lafdul, Solas, Finn, Lankas, will try to see if they can find information about how this place is connected to the train hijackings. Either by
Yes.
finding that book or trying to find records in the Drow part of town.
Yeah.
After that, we will see about ambushing a Drow patrol that night or that afternoon, depending on when they get back with the information and what the information is. We ambush them and we get something that we can use as like uh fake clues that we can put in a jail cell the day after when we go to save the dwarves. Now, anything involving going back to get dwarves and coming back here, or anything involving that, will depend on if we find the keystone. For
Yeah.
now, our plan tomorrow should be to gather information exclusively.
Okay. Can I ask
I-
something about the time?
Sure.
I think Lankas been wanted up for quite a
All right.
while.
But
All right, go,
I'll get
Lankas.
you in just a second, Lankas. Sorry.
All right. My question about the time is: if we wanted to go out and take out a drow patrol now, how are we with regards to sleep cycle time?
You're fine on sleep. You don't need sleep anytime soon. The issue with going out to find a Drow patrol is that you don't know their patrol schedules. You might find a different patrol.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
All right, Lankas.
Uh,
Lankas.
So, we okay. I agree with getting the information. I was okay. Okay. So the issue is that trying to get trying to get any information from like books or logs like that will be a lot more invasive. We've basically done most of what we can being hands off. Anything else we're gonna have to steal things or do things that are a little bit more invasive. So which will hurt our attempts to get out the slaves because it's going to become clear that someone is messing with things.
I feel like we're going to have to get more invasive if we want to find the information we need.
I've
Okay.
got a question for Finn, which Uld might need to answer. Would if you were able to take the time pause spell tomorrow and cast it tomorrow, would that give us enough information on the book that Solas saw to know whether that's the book we need?
I'm going to suggest that book was a spell book.
We don't know if it's a spell book. It's the only
We
book
don't know, but
seen. It's the only book we've seen.
He's a wizard. If he says it's a spell, but we have to believe him.
Yeah.
Or
Generally speaking,
would a spellcraft roll help him know whether it was a spell book?
Go ahead and roll spellcraft, and I'll let you know.
was so
You
fancy
did,
that
yeah,
book.
you did not get a good enough view.
Mhm.
Now, that just means that I'm not giving you information. Solas,
Mhm.
you're still convinced it's a spell book anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that's that.
So
And
a time
I'm
pool
kind of
might
willing to
let
side
us
with
look.
his assumption here.
Go ahead, Finn.
A time pool might let us look at what page was currently open, but we wouldn't be able to affect it in any way.
Yeah.
Also, unless you understood what language they have written,
No.
you wouldn't be able to
If you see the page,
read
I
it.
would absolutely let you roll a spellcraft check to see if it is a spell book.
Mhm.
And even if that fails, you
Mhm.
still may be able to glean other information.
Mhm.
Could someone cast comprehend languages or whatever before the time pool and read the spell book, read the book to see what's on the page?
I don't think those spells
You
pass through
have to
time pool.
touch the. You have to touch the book you want to read with
I also
languages.
did not
Okay,
see
fair enough.
any information in
Yeah.
time pool that spells pass through it. So I don't think like True Seeing is not going to reveal anything. Detect invisibility isn't going to reveal anything. Detect magic isn't going to reveal anything.
Okay, so that was a
Mhm.
drow that was using that book. So if we were to capture a drow, to bring back that thing, if we were to capture a drow and somebody that knows stuff about books was to borrow Braxon's ring, so that the captive gives them the ability to hopefully read and write drow language, um, would time pool allow them
Also,
to read?
If it's a normal book,
just
yeah, that would work. But you'd only be able to read what's
just
on that page.
to
No, that's cool.
just
That's cool because I'm thinking that and I'm not saying we definitely should do the time pool, but if the time pool gives us a chance to see whether that is a book that's talking about stolen goods coming in and out the city, we can make a decision on whether that's worth going after that book.
just to point out that at least I would think that those books like that would be kept closer to the leadership, and that was just the barracks, not the
Okay.
island where the leadership is.
All right.
Lankas, did you have something you wanted to say?
Um, kind of. I'm just wondering. Okay. What's our top priority? Is more my question. Getting the slaves out seems to be our top priority. I'm guessing completing our the quest we were assigned is our second, and getting the MacGuffin is our third.
I would
Uh,
say that the other way around. Our mission is to find information. We've given ourselves a secondary. Well, we've got a secondary objective of getting that MacGuffin, but we've given ourselves a tertiary objective of getting
Tertiary.
out the slave.
I'm
Yeah.
more
well,
talking about importance, like what we want to make certain.
the way I would say in importance right now is that our number one priority, not morally but in what we're here to do, is we need to get the information. Secondary is to save the slaves. Tertiary is the keystone. And the keystone is either going to be now or later based on if it's here or not and
Yeah.
where it is in the city.
Okay. How
Also, I would
Let him
just
finish.
Can we let
Mhm.
Langus
how
finish?
hard how hard are we willing to make saving the dwarves in order to get the information we need?
Well, let
Because
me hold on.
we're
Let
gonna
me put it
raise
this way.
alarms.
Let me put it this way. The idea is Lankas and Solas go in there, somehow disable the guards. I'm not sure if you've come up with a plan for that exactly right now. It's not as important. But then using you know, a combination of reduces and such like that to then dimension door and teleport the dwarves out. You got like that is very solid. Like you did the math, and you
Yeah.
can do that. So the big question is like, what could disrupt that? And just getting the information itself wouldn't necessarily disrupt that. So you could continue
Yeah, I
to
don't
work
think
towards
the
getting the
information
information, and
itself
then
would
once you
disrupt
get the information, implement the dwarf rescue plan and leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the dwarf
I-
rescue
I
plan
ha-
is going to be solid no matter
Go ahead,
what.
Solas.
I have one thing
Go ahead.
that I would want people to remember that we do not have infinite time since we do have other obligations waiting for us.
No, but a few extra
That's a good
days isn't going
point.
to make a
Exactly.
difference.
Yeah,
I
but
understand that.
Right,
any plan
okay.
where we go back to the dwarves and come back here will make us use 4 more weeks.
That's
Okay,
fine.
how about this? If I can speak,
Yeah, go for it.
instead of going back to for the dwarves, the plan will be, and this is basically, I'm going to outline this. So our initial steps are going to be that tomorrow is information gathering. We figure out where the keystone is. We figure out what we can about like their connection to the train hijackings. Then, depending on what we learn, we may or may not ambush a patrol. And well, we're probably still going to ambush a patrol, but this is going to be whether or not we think that it's going to be worth it to take a hostage. Now, beyond that, the next day, depending on what we learn, we're going to be doing like a twofold plan where either we're going to be focusing entirely on the dwarves because the keystone's not here, and secondly, depending on where the keystone is, we may decide to do a secondary thing. Well, one group, which is going to be like Solas and Lankas, are going for the dwarves. Another group of us is going for the keystone.
All right, let's focus on the information gathering then, because if you want to get that done first, then then that's what you should do.
And I feel like we should do that before we ambush any patrols.
Can I just say one thing before we go down this idea of we have to spend a day just doing information gathering?
Go ahead.
The information gathering that we can do, which would be looking for some sort of documentation that we can take back to the dwarves, right? Is it possible with the resources, which means the spellcaster's got to check what spells they can take? Is it possible? Not, we should definitely do it. Is it possible to have enough spells to go in, find out if the MacGuffin is where it is, then to search to see if we can find documentation, right? And then, based on what you find out from those two things, is it still possible to have enough spells to get the dwarves out the same day? Because
would only
if it is
impact
possible,
potentially
we can make a decision. Yeah.
That would only impact Solas because he's the only one part of that. And besides, that's his priest spells. That's not affecting his wizard spells, which are going to be used to get the dwarves out.
All right. Let's focus on
books.
Let's focus on what you want to do to get the information. So you've got the locate object. What spells or techniques do you guys have that you think would be useful for getting this information that you want?
Can we use locate object to locate a ledger?
So it has to be. You can hold on. Locate object will either locate a general object like a ladder, in which case you want any ladder. So you could use it to locate any book. But if you want to locate a ledger, you would have to know that it's a specific ledger. So you'd have to know about the book.
Right.
You'd have to have seen it. So you could use it to locate the book that was being read, because I mean, Solas could. No one else could, because no one else saw it. But Solas could use it to locate that specific
Yeah.
book. Otherwise, you're just locating a generic
And
book.
it was kind of why
It's-
I recommended it as the way of seeing if the keystone was even here, because we know what one of the keystones looks like, and it's a very specific kind of object.
Yes, you can use locate object for
It
that.
seems
As a
like
reminder,
something that there wouldn't be several of.
Yeah, you can use locate object
we
to
do know the
locate that.
keystone is somewhere here. Seen
Well-
as Darrakar's vision from the flower.
Right, but it
showed
would
this
it
place.
would be helpful. His point
Okay.
is that it would be helpful to know exactly where.
Yeah, where
And
it
if we
is,
know
but
exactly where
we
it
do know
is-
that it is in here somewhere.
Okay,
I think it's
that's
worth.
fair.
I think it's worth.
What?
Go on.
I want to finish my thought, please.
Yeah, go on.
That's fair. If we know it's here, I just want to know where it is, and if it's in a place, if it's not literally in the dragon's lair, but it's like in like the Drow part of town, or the Darrow part of town, or the Kuatoa part of town, which I would hope it would be, then we could do like a two-pronged attack to get both of our objectives done at once. If it's in the
Yes.
dragon part of town, we need to rethink the plan entirely.
You just distract
one
the
thing,
dragon, then one person goes in and grabs it.
Yeah,
one
that's
thing
probably how we're
I
gonna
would
do
like
it.
to one thing I would like to note that rescuing the slaves part, it's going to require if we follow the plan that I made, which would be basically me, Lafdul, and Lankas will infiltrate the prison cell with me casting silence inside there. So Lafdul and Lankas can take out the guards silently. And then we would, while the silence is still up, we would basically use Vocalize to cast the reduces and the other spells we need to get the prisoners out. So it would need me,
Yeah.
Lafdul, and Lankas, all of three.
When
all
you
three.
say
Yes.
take the guards out, what do you mean exactly? And
So I'm guessing
Backstab.
we've given up on framing people.
So
No,
right,
we
so
would
no,
still
no, no, no,
be
no. Hold
able
on,
to
hold on, hold
frame
on, hold on,
three
hold on,
people,
hold on,
but-
hold on. And please, if I say hold on, please hold on.
Sorry.
The rescuing the dwarves, you want to do after you get the information. So if you figure out what you
Yeah.
want to do to try and get the information, then you can look at, okay, I can still take the spells to rescue the dwarves, so we can do those together. And then you can think about whether you want to frame someone. But if you're looking at, like, oh no, I cannot take a teleport and these other spells that I want to use to, get the information, then you know that has to be another day. And then you can get the information, then start planning to free the slaves.
Yeah.
So on the
Sorry,
information
sorry,
side,
we
on the
it's my-
information side, Lafdul had asked me about a spell that I had forgotten he had because he was PMing. Sympathetic magic. It allows a caster to make a divination about a specific person or thing if some portion of the subject is available to the caster. He was specifically asking about the keystone. Yes, that will work. So you can
the
try
question,
Okay.
if I would need to have a substitute for the keystone itself because I cannot use it directly. That's why I was wondering if I could use Darrakar's blood because it's a quest related to him.
No, you could use the existing pieces that he has.
The material is
Well,
destroyed in
no.
the casting.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's why I'm trying to substitute using. Still have the keystone, but the price. I'm trying to substitute the price.
Right. Yeah, I'll
Have
let you
another
use his blood.
cost.
Yeah, I'll let you use his blood. That's fine. That seems
Okay.
reasonable.
Yeah, Ord.
Yep.
Sorry, it's my idea of doing this in the same day, and I don't think I explained myself. what I want to get to by this is if somebody did the spell for working out where the keystone was and saw that it was somewhere and it was stealable and they stole it, right? And somebody works out where a ledger is that gives the information that the dwarves need. If we have those two things, we know before people have already left that we're okay to rescue the dwarves. So the question I was asking is, would it be possible for people to go in with enough spells to do everything so that rather than them coming out and going, yeah, we're okay to get the dwarves out now, we'll go back in tomorrow, they could get the dwarves out on the way out, and we could be pre-warned that when they come out, they will give us a code word or something to know um, we got the keystone, we got the evidence, we've got the dwarves, we're
Right,
moving, we're
but-
leaving. Yeah?
Right, but that depends on what spells people want to take to gain information.
Yes. That's why I was asking.
That's why we need to figure out what
do
people want to do
people
to
have
gain
the
information.
capacity-
Because we still need
but
to
that's
get.
why I was saying, do they have enough slots to take the spells to do all of it, or is it definitely a 2-day job?
But we don't know that
We
yet.
haven't even determined what spells we're going to.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Determine the spells yet. We need to determine that first. So,
That's what I'm asking.
What
So
spells would be good for.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, well, I'm going to start in order here. So, Lafdul, you got sympathetic magic, and all of you guys have located object when it comes to trying to figure out where the keystone is. We've got that unlocked.
Yeah,
Right?
I also taught sympathetic magic to Solas a long time ago. I can't remember if I taught Finn that.
Either of
This
you
is
can
like
cast
multiple
sympathetic
months
magic.
ago.
I'm just trying to figure out the options. When it comes to, and I know that most of you guys have some way of using invisibility. Each of you, and Lankas, I believe, and Finn can turn into an animal. What do you guys have that would allow you to, like, go, get into places and like go through documents
Ask
and stuff,
the objective.
magic-wise?
Yeah, the thing that we need to figure out is what kind of information do you guys think that you need to get? Like, Braxon has mentioned a ledger. That's a possibility.
I'm thinking.
People have talked about mind reading.
A ledger. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
material-wise, it would be nice to get like a ledger or some kind of correspondence between them and one of the train hijacking leaders. We already know that they had communications with somebody here. Other than that, a mind read would be good to have.
So the question now is, what do people have
to think about it
to make to get this information?
And let's focus on.
Let me do this. Finn,
other ideas.
I'm gonna go individuals. Finn, do you have any spells or items, scrolls, whatever, that you think could be extremely useful for gaining information right now of the type that you want?
You'll have to give me a minute on that.
Okay. All right. So while you look, Lankas, how about you?
A lot of lists to look through.
That's fine. I'll come back to you.
So, as far as getting information, I'd like to get information from books. I do have comprehend languages. However, I can't prepare comprehend languages because I'm going to need all my slots for reduce if we do both at the same time. With that being said, I could just steal books and Dimension Door out, but again, that'd wait, so it'd be hard to get both out at the same time.
So you're primarily thinking about books, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Do you have any ideas on getting the books in question that you don't know exist, you're hoping exist, to be clear?
I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have any way of locating them other than sneaking around and stealing them
Okay.
and hoping they're the right ones.
Okay. Do you have any
But
other
that in
methods
itself is
of?
something you
Do you have any other methods of gaining information that you think could be useful here? Generic divination spells, that kind of thing.
No, problem is I don't have access to divination as an illusionist.
Oh, that's right.
So
Okay.
yeah, which is actually probably the biggest problem is that I can do read languages
Oh, that's
as
fine.
a thief, or and that's about as close as I can get to discovering if a book is useful.
Well, if we decide we're not going for the dwarf tomorrow, you could prepare comprehend languages.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So there's a contingent thing there.
Hang on.
Ockar.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You don't need comprehend languages. Braxon can give you his ring.
If you have a person that you
That's
can,
true. The ring of languages.
if you have a
Yeah.
person that you can pull
You'd
language
obviously
from.
need people nearby, but if you're in a secret lair, there's probably going to be people. I'm trying to remember if it's in visual range or not.
Yeah, you do have to see them, at least for the initial part.
Okay.
Like once you gain the ability, it does last for a time, and then you can move away from them. You don't have to see them, but you do need to see someone to gain the power, and you cannot be polymorphed in order to use the power. You have to be in your normal form. Okay, Ockar, do you have any spells or items that you think would be useful in gaining access to the information, divinations, that kind of thing?
So when it comes to divination, I have Zone of Truth if we were to capture somebody.
Okay.
It's not a guarantee, but that is an idea.
Yep.
I have Augury, but that's more if telling if an idea is like a good idea or not. I had the spell Messenger that I could use to get something out of the place, potentially. Like if
Okay.
I find a letter or something, I could use the messenger spell to call like a bat or a mouse to me,
Mhm.
and have it deliver it to somebody at camp.
Okay.
Interesting.
But that would mean
You
you
know?
would have to be in the city.
Yes, which is possible to do. I have a potion of gaseous form, and I could probably be made invisible, and I could go without my armor if needed.
gaseous forms take a while.
But it's a possibility
Yes,
right now.
one
It's
it's an option for me to escape
It's an
if
option.
needed.
Yeah.
It's an option.
I'm clarifying now.
Let's just focus on
It's
the
an
options
option.
right now.
I can cast messenger if I find something in there.
'Cause
And gaseous form to escape if needed.
The thing is, like, you want this information. You're not sure exactly how this like where this information is, what it is, what form it's in, that kind of thing. And that what I'm trying to
But
help
yeah,
you guys
like,
do
the
is
main thing
figure out. Go ahead.
Yeah, the main thing I could do if I was in there helping search or helping somebody else in there is I can cast a messenger to get something out to the rest of the camp without having to carry it myself with the messenger spell.
Okay, because what I'm trying to get you guys to do is like look at the things that you have at your disposal and either use magic or items that can help you narrow down the possibilities, the options, and then what you have that can, once you've narrowed things down, like, does anyone have something that can determine whether there are written materials in there? Because if there's no written materials and you're focused on going in there looking for written materials, then you're already, you're already on the wrong foot.
I don't have anything like that. I only got stuff to get things out.
All right, Solas, do you have anything that you think would help in that regard?
I have clairvoyance, clairaudience, and I have commune.
Okay. You could do some
I
communing,
haven't
yeah.
cast commune in yeah, I haven't cast that for a long time, so I should be able to cast it without any problems.
I
Okay.
would
Yeah, I do have some
I would
spells.
also say that Commune can help you figure out what that command word is for Braxon's helmet.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Any other
Can you do
spells
give more than
or
one
items
question?
that you have? I mean, you've got the crystal ball. Have you heard of any other names that you could
Mhm.
try using that crystal ball on?
Oh, like
Lankas heard few of the names when he was listening to the drow guards at the central island.
Give me 1 second. I'll get them for you.
Well, you don't need to look that up right now.
like
But the point is like, okay, you've got some other names that you could try using your crystal ball on.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any other spells or items that you think could be useful in number one, determining if there, what types of information you can get out there, and then things to actually get that information.
Mm, Commune is the biggest one that comes to mind.
Okay. All right. Lafdul, how about you?
Yeah, I've got the. I'm just trying to think how to. Yeah, I've got memory read. Obviously, that could be. Well, that's an open-ended ability that if
You've got memory read,
well,
so
just for
that
everyone
as
knows
part
how
of
it
an
works.
interrogation, Ockar also had mentioned his zone of truth. So you got two things if you decide to go an interrogation route. Not saying that you are, but
Yeah, I've also
this
got
is just trying to get some ideas out there, stimulate some thinking.
mind read.
Okay. Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I got
Can I-
locate
Can I quickly
objects.
ask a
I've
quick
got
question
speak
about
with
memory
dead,
read?
sympathetic magic.
Just a second,
Yeah.
Braxon. Anything else, Lafdul?
Yeah, sure.
Inverted affix. Then quest them. Because they
Oh,
would be
that'd be
convinced
real
to
funny.
agree to my quest. You can do it via trickery, so
I mean, you could also
then I
just straight up
task
quest.
them to do something for
You
me,
could also
like
straight up
go
quest
there,
someone.
exit him.
You could just straight up quest someone to go in there and take something and bring it back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can
Obviously
think
the
of?
tongue spell for tongues for obviously understanding languages and stuff. I cannot use commune because I used it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Uh,
What did you use it for?
Potentially true seeing if the dwarves, the minecart thing. That's how I knew about the survivors.
You used
That
it
was
before the
about-
fight.
You can use it again.
Yeah, I
then.
used it
You can
before
use
the
it. You can
big
use it again.
fight,
Then.
but that was 2 weeks ago.
You can use it again. You're now
Alright.
talking about completely different
You
things,
say
and it's
so.
normally
I'm not gonna argue.
it's normally once a week, not once a month.
Where does it say that? It said once a month on the commune thing. Is that clarified somewhere?
Hold on a second.
Well, regardless, it's up to you.
I'll look that up. Braxon, you had a question while I'm looking this up.
Yeah. The quick question about memory read is that only usable in an interrogation, or could that be used while you were sneaking into the city and spying on someone that was asleep?
Yeah, I can use it on anyone in a manner of speaking. The problem is is that it has quite a long casting time. Memory
Right.
read. It has a casting time of. Oh, it's only a round. I thought it was longer than that. But I'm also there for every 1 round, for every 1 hour that I'm reading memories. So potentially I could be there for like 8 minutes. So that's quite vulnerable. Because I can't even defend myself.
No, obviously, if someone attacks you, you'd have to drop the attempt to read the memory. Or there'd have to be one of the others guarding
I'd be
you.
helpless.
But I'm the reason why I'm asking is this thing was go into the city and find information. If you could go in invisibly and find someone who's asleep or meditating, if they're one of these people that don't go to sleep, if they're in a room alone and you're in the room alone with them invisibly and you're not attacking them and you're not making a load of noise,
it is a possibility. We'll put it that way.
Find out where the evidence is. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah, it is, but I believe that's an invasive method that would break invisibility. Yeah, the most standard invisibility. Because they're not
also
willing.
We'll cover that in a minute.
Also
the question about commune was that it's limited to 1 per adventure, 1 per week, or even 1 per month. For the greater powers dislike frequent interruptions. That's where the weak part comes from. But it's also once per adventure. You know, like it will vary depending on what you're asking about, oftentimes, and what your goal is, kind of thing. So yeah, you can use it again. Finn, did you get a chance to look through some stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any?
And I came up with an interesting one.
Okay, go ahead.
Aerial Servant.
Oh.
I could have it go fetch books. I could have it go fetch a person.
Oh.
It can carry up to 1,000 pounds.
That person still has to have means of its own egress through objects. Like, you can't just carry someone through a door if the door's closed.
But it could still do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the duration is 1 day per level as well. You could do a lot with that.
Wow.
Let's see.
Would they be able to read?
I just would need a little assistance from one of my other priestly spellcaster types.
What kind of assistance?
Since I myself cannot cast protection from evil.
Ah.
Oh, that's awkward.
Well, it's also be within a protective circle, but that is something that's like fixed in place. It's not something that you'd be able to do here. You like if you had an abode, you could create that. But okay.
I have another potential way around that too.
Does that protection from evil have to last the whole time, or just when it is summoned?
Just when it's summoned. You do not need a multi-day protection from evil, no. What were you saying, Ben?
Well, the other way I have around it is I could cast it from behind the edge of an elemental forbidden spell, which I can cast.
Protection from evil is probably easier.
Probably much easier. Much less expensive, too.
Yeah. Let's see. So it is invisible.
Although thanks to a scroll, I could actually summon 2 of those.
Okay, so basically, like if it goes to get a person or an item, and that person or item resists, or the item is held, then there's a little bit of a combat situation. I mean, it doesn't actually say that it can't open doors. Like if there's a door that's not really locked, I think it could affect an opening. So you could use that to bring a specific person to you. It would be pretty noticeable. Because it would be a person being carried off. But you do know about Vezerin. It probably wouldn't work on a dragon if Vezerin is a dragon. But if Vezerin isn't a dragon...
That'd just be hilarious seeing a dragon being carried away by animals.
Not animals, an aerial servant. It's basically an invisible elemental air creature.
Oh, so like an unseen servant thing, yeah.
Sort of, but it's an actual outer planar creature. Or an inner
Actual
planar creature. Go ahead, Braxon.
How clever is the aerial servant? Would it be able to read through books looking for what we need?
No.
To work out the correct book?
No.
Right. Is there anything we could do to it to make it smarter?
No. I mean, it's not that it's not smart.
I mean, it is smart, but
it doesn't read books, and it's very specific. So it would be like, get this specific book. So again, you'd have to know about the ledger. If there is a ledger.
Yeah,
but it could bring a person to you if you want to, and that could be a thing where if you want to get a leader who's not a dragon, capture them. You could tie this in with collapsing the tunnel. Bring the person, collapse the tunnel, and they can't follow, or at least not as easily, and then you can make off with them and the dwarves.
Yeah, that might be a decent idea for when we are ready to just free the dwarves.
I mean, if you have one of their leaders who knows something, even if you haven't gotten what they know out of them yet, and take them to the dwarves, they can figure it out.
That might
kind
be
of thing.
even the best. That might be the best solution. Yeah.
You could also send the aerial servant to get the keystone, and you wouldn't necessarily need to know where the keystone is.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that actually is kind of ideal. But then obviously the dragon might be able to slay the elemental.
You're gonna. I mean, you'd very likely alert whoever has that item.
Yeah.
Can you cast spells on the elemental like resist? Because they're illusionist, it wouldn't last long enough.
No.
Hey, the elemental is invisible, right?
Yeah.
It's air, basically.
That would help.
You'd see
it
drift. Well,
but you can see what it interacts with, though.
Yes, but it would be harder for it would be harder for whoever's chasing it to be able to kill it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Finn.
Like chasing the needle in the haystack. That.
Any other spells that you thought of that might be useful, in at least in terms of like gathering information or determining what information you actually want?
Nothing else really. Finn's schools aren't really oriented towards that kind of activity.
Okay. But we do have the time pool that could be useful for some things too. So go ahead.
That and like an animal spy or something, but
how far can your commune with nature reach?
Not very underground.
How close do you have to be to Casvern to ask questions about Casvern?
Let's see. Commune with nature is limited to 10 yards per caster level. Underground.
Okay, so very close.
And that is a casting time of 1 turn. So yeah, you would probably need to be in the one of the entrance tunnels, close to the gate, to be able to get good information about Casvern itself. Still a possibility.
or through the gate and along the sidewall or something.
Yeah.
Which would probably be a lot safer than in the tunnel right in front of the gate.
Yeah. But the
Could
farther
your
away you are
RPC
from the
defense
farther
one of those
away you are from the
structures?
gate itself, the less information you're going to get about the whole cavern.
But it is an option.
Mm-hmm.
Can his IV siege work on one of those stalagmite buildings? Because it says a structure, even a castle.
I don't like it, yeah, but it can only work on a portion of a castle. A castle itself is too big to be fully affected. I don't think it would work on the stalagmites because I think they're natural, and I don't think it works on unnatural, like on natural stuff.
I'm just thinking if it could be like a distraction or something, or a hazard they have to fix or deal with.
Ivy Siege. One building or similar structures, the area of effect.
Yeah, so it would have to work on one of the buildings on top
cast
of
upon a stone or brick building constructed upon the earth.
Yeah, so it would have to be one of the buildings on top of the stalagmites. It wouldn't work on the stalagmite itself.
All right. But even so, if you like did that, that would distract them quite significantly. I'm just bringing that up just as an option. That's all.
Out of curiosity, are there any of the stalagmites that have a narrow section on their way up?
There's a pair of tiny ones that act as little bridges kind of thing. If you look at the map I drew, there's two larger dots in between the Kuatoa stalagmite and the ledge. Those would be fairly narrow. In terms of like one of these large stalagmites, no, those are like over 50 feet wide, even at the narrowest point. What were you thinking?
I was thinking Soften Earth and Stone might be able to sever one of those.
So, Soften Earth and Stone...
If I could affect enough of it at an angle.
Or, well, you wouldn't really be able to work an angle, but, you still would be...
under its own weight.
You would still be working on a side of it, and yeah, like turning the stone to clay could cause one of these things to topple. Same thing with transmute rock to mud.
Although that would be quite funny if you destroyed one of the other faction's bases, then they would have to cozy up with one of the others, and that might cause all kinds of problems for them.
I mean, I did have the idea of seeing if it was possible to collapse one of the big stalactites and just drop an entire faction into the water.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
It is definitely theoretically
but
possible to collapse one of these.
Voice it as an option.
It is definitely theoretically possible to collapse one of these, depending on the spells you use.
Problem.
I wasn't going to suggest it, though, because that seems like an evil thing.
Yeah, because there's a chance that we would be killing children.
Yeah.
Or non-combatants.
I mean, if you do some research beforehand to figure it out, if you,
yeah.
like...
It's just a military barracks, and they're not going to have children in there. It's not hospitality board, is it? So.
So basically, like, I don't know all the spells that you have available. Soften Earth and Stone. One use of Soften Earth and Stone would probably not do it. It might take multiple. And they may have to be in succession. Like, you may have to cast it and then like cast one in behind it or something like that, so you're digging in because it is only about 1 to 4 feet depth. But
Yep.
the point being is that I mean if you turn the one of these pillars into clay, yeah, it's not gonna hold up. it'll fall over.
Yeah.
I mean, I could cast it up to
Random
6
minor.
times in a single day.
That might do it. And depending on
That-
which one you
that could do it if we wanted to.
depending on which one you do, that might prevent
That
you
could
might
collapse the barracks.
you'd get into a situation where you'd cut off sections from one gate or the other.
I mean, if we did it at the barracks, that would cut off every section from the gate.
Well, just from one gate. They'd all have to go back through the other gate.
Oh yeah.
But that is a huge handicap for them.
Yep.
Suddenly.
And our camp is to the south of Kazakhstan?
No, it's to the north.
Well, I'd say that option would be abandoning the subterfuge, and then we
Yes.
block the
Oh,
northern
yeah.
passage
Yeah.
and drop the barracks.
So
Something
let's
that's existed for ages and suddenly doesn't.
let's refocus on the information gathering. All right. So you've done a bunch of searching already today. So you're looking at another day to go in and get more information. Unless someone has some spells that they haven't cast, you can try using the crystal ball again. Is there
We
anything
didn't
that you
know
guys want to do
Yeah.
before resting? Let's put it that way. Like with existing spells that you still have.
We should do the crystal ball. How many names did we have?
We had 2 of the Koatoa. I had Loop, but I cannot pronounce the other one.
Lugmog.
It was
So we have Lydia and Zantran,
Wow.
Zintran from the Drow, Kendrax from the Darrow, and Lugmaw from the Kotoa. There might have been another Kotoa name. If there was, I didn't write it down.
Yeah, there was Loop. He was like the priest or something, I think.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
Silly question,
Mhm.
but does that mind read spell work through a crystal ball?
No. One, I can't even use a crystal ball. Only a wizard can.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Give commune a try.
Does anyone
Well,
have
we can't
commune
do it today.
memorized right now?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so that would be next day. I'm talking about what you might do.
All right.
I think.
There are patrols out now.
today-
That's the only thing we can do. Are we doing anything with the patrols?
Let's focus on
We
spells
might
that you
bump
have right
into-
now memorized that you might
Okay.
want to cast that like divination kind of things. Or using the crystal ball or something like that.
Oh, divination.
Yeah,
No.
I'd say use the crystal ball on anyone we can use it on.
Yeah,
unless
I think we
there's
should
some
use the
sort of
crystal ball to
drawback.
look into one of the Drow. Either Lydia or Zentran.
I will use the crystal ball next day.
Okay. That's fair.
Any reason
you're-
why?
I don't.
There is a risk related to crystal balls.
Oh. Okay, I
Okay.
didn't know
And
there
over
was.
using them.
Would you be able to use the crystal ball before people prepare spells?
I will use it after preparing spells.
Well, the
You're
reason
going to
why I'm
have to figure
asking
out
this
how
is the
often you
crystal ball-
can use it.
Yeah, if the crystal ball reveals that we need to do a certain thing and someone's already taken a different spell, we then can't do the thing. And you're the only person that can use a crystal ball, are you?
I'm
Lankas
not sure.
use
Can
it, I think.
Lankas use it?
That depends. Do I have to be able to use divination magic to use it?
Is the block on divination because you're an illusionist or because you're an image maker?
Let me check, actually. Up the wheel. I do have the book open. Go. And then I can scroll down here. It's because I'm an image maker.
Then yes, you can use it.
Okay.
The illusionist school crossover preventions will dictate what magic items you can't use. The image maker ones do not.
Mm-hmm.
So, Solas, are you willing to let Lankas give it a shot?
Yeah, I'm willing to let Lankas give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay. What am I looking for?
Well, it's up to you. You're the one who's gonna use it.
People you've
It's
heard.
either Lydia or Zintrian. One of the two drow.
Okay.
We could try this.
Lydia.
Did you try? Did you?
I
You have not
will-
seen Lydia, correct?
Right.
As far as you know, you heard these names.
I heard these names through a door. Well, people were yeah. So.
Okay.
I think. Well,
I
no,
will
I heard them
lend him
being
my
talked about by guards in
you
front
know.
of a door.
So this is someone that you heard about, not someone that
I
you
will
saw.
lend him my amulet.
Okay.
Correct.
And you heard what
I-
Latzel said, right?
He's lending you the amulet of
No.
non-detection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll help. I honestly I don't know, but there's no harm in having it.
Okay.
Yes.
High or low?
Low.
Okay. The crystal ball remains cloudy.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
You want to try viewing anyone else?
Mm.
Might as well try Zintran as well.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, no, I'll do that.
All right. High or low?
Low again.
Yeah, okay. Nope. The crystal ball remains cloudy. You want to try anyone else?
I'm gonna try Kandrax, who I have seen.
Okay. So that is going to be... Okay. High or low?
Low again.
Okay. It remains cloudy. I will say that you had a higher chance with that one,
Oh, I know.
though.
Maybe it's broken.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it back to Solas. Your ball seems to be broken. It's not doing anything.
I mean, if you want to
before you hand it
verify that, you could try using the crystal ball on someone that you know well.
Wait. Before you hand it back, do you want to try to find the other guy we've heard the name of? That Solas had
Oh.
attempted earlier, but
Vezerin?
did not find
Yeah,
Vezerin.
Vezerin.
Yeah, I could do Vezerin as well.
All right, and I did just remember that you have 6 rerolls. If you want to use them.
You know what? I'm gonna use a reroll on Vezerin. That's
Okay.
actually very important. Low again.
Trust the gnome to always aim down. You'd think they'd want to aim up, be more ambitious in life.
Okay. So this time you do get an image. The cloudiness in the crystal ball clears up
we see this, or only him?
Yeah, anyone there can see it. You can't interact with it, but you can see it.
Ooh. Oh.
And
Interesting.
what
cool.
you see is a figure in a building. I'm trying to remember if anyone went in there. I'll get to that in a second. The
Does he
figure.
have
Hold on.
anything
I'll explain it. The figure is talking to another. Both of them look like close to dark elves, but with large bat-like wings. And they are clearly speaking about something. They are in an L-shaped building.
Final.
I think you may have snuck into that room, Lankas. Did you sneak into an L-shaped room with 4 beds?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Then yes, you recognize that building.
I know.
One of these 2 individuals is Vezerin, because they're 2 individuals talking. 1 male, 1 female.
Interesting. Okay, so Vezerin isn't the dragon like we thought. Or this is a
Can we only
dragon in
see,
disguise,
or
but-
can
Polymorphed.
we hear?
You cannot hear. I don't think. Let me double check.
Can Lankas or Lafdul lip read?
Not me, that was Lava. I don't know about Lankas.
I thought thieves could lip read.
No, lip reading is
It's
a.
No,
no,
it's a
you have to. So
proficiency.
they have access to a skill or proficiency, but not by default.
Right.
It's actually quite an expensive. It's 2 points on that. I don't know about old ruling, but that'll probably be only with languages you're familiar with.
What, lip reading? You need
Familiar with.
proficiency to really have a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, even if you had it, it would only work with languages you know.
Is there any
Oh, yeah.
sort of spell that could be cast on the crystal ball to allow us to hear?
You don't have clairaudience, do you,
That would
Lankas?
be...
No, again, no divination spells.
Right. Clairaudience is a spell that you could try casting through a
cast.
crystal ball. Might work.
Right.
Mhm.
Does anyone else have it?
I already cast mine.
Okay.
Unless anyone's got it on the scroll, and it'd be the wizards, if anything. Because I used the one I
Nope.
had ages ago.
Hang on. Does Braxon have a potion? I think he broke 2 potions.
There was a potion of remote hearing, I think, at one point. No,
I
I
don't
was the
think
one who
that
used
would
that.
allow you to hear through crystal ball.
No, I had that potion because I used it in that cavern sphere, whatever it's called, ages ago.
Yeah, potion would not
Stone
work.
sphere.
Potion would not work.
Mm-hmm.
You would need the
Potion wouldn't
spell,
work,
and it
okay.
has to be the user of the crystal ball casting it. But anyone there
Okay, fair
can
enough.
see the image in the crystal ball.
Mm.
So this
Yeah.
does mean
So
that.
does that increase?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, does that increase the chance of other people using the crystal ball
Yes.
to
Hang
see
on,
either
here-
of these people?
Yes, but here's the
Ceiling-
but. Here's the but. You're not sure which of these 2 is Vezerin. So now you need to determine which of these 2 is Vezerin. Then that will up the
Solas
chance.
is trying to. Solas is trying
I
to
have an
study
idea.
the image.
All right.
Do
Lafdul?
either of them have their names stitched to their lapel?
No. Lafdul, question?
Yeah, that would be convenient. Could ceilings now, or at least seen 2 of them? One of them is Vezeran. Could he? No, he needs to know. Never mind. No, I just realised the condition of a time pool and it wouldn't work. Basically, he needs to know that a thing happened. He can't just guess.
I've
I
got a
mean,
question.
I
on the
could
same
probably
thing.
ask the time pool to show us this exact conversation.
Do you get
Yeah.
audio with that?
Then we could
Yeah.
hear.
That
Yep.
would do it. That would do it.
It's as if we're there in the room, just not actually.
Yeah, that would do it.
You need a tongue spell probably up.
I've
Braxon?
got a
Or
question
someone would.
about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Braxon.
Okay, so we know that there's two people in the room. We know one of them is Vezrin. We know the other one isn't. How long can you keep the crystal ball going? And could we just wait for one of them to leave the room? And would the crystal ball follow the one? Or could you turn it off and on again? Let's see who's being visible in the crystal ball the second time.
It will not follow. And yes, you can keep viewing.
Right.
But how long you want to keep, how long you want to keep viewing is up to you, and whether you can try again is something that you're not sure about yet.
We don't know
I think
if someone can become aware of it over time that they're being scryed on. Like we had our helmsman spooked by it, but that was when we initially made the attempt on them. We don't know if this persistence of scrying on someone eventually allows them to have another check, so to speak.
All right, then.
We could try and wait to see if this is a thing, because this is something we need to know.
Yeah. How about this? Solas,
I think so. The guy that the person we're looking for is like Vraxis or something.
Vezrin.
Or Vezrin.
Vezrin. And the crystal ball right now is one of those.
If we're looking at a male and a female of these winged drow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't specify.
Yeah, but we.
Well, I mean,
can we tell what their genders
do we know
are?
Vezrin is
yes,
male or
one is
female?
male, one is female. It's very obvious. It's very obvious that one is female. She has breasts and long hair.
Yep.
Okay. So Vezrin sounds like a male elven name to me. So I'm thinking it's an assumption, but my assumption is it's more likely to be the guy, just based on how the tone of the word is in my head.
Can I roll modern languages for elf names? See if that rings a bell for me.
No. If you had Drow, then yes. If you had Drow, yes. If you had Drow, you could. But
all right, so yeah.
So again, like starting from an assumption and then doing some like investigation can help. Lankas, you are observing. You've only observed
is
for
Vezrin a male or?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you could definitely put that into a commune. Lankas, you've been observing for no more than a minute right now. Do you want to keep observing? Like maybe see if one of them leaves? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll keep observing. I mean, I don't see no harm come of it. Maybe I can try and figure something out.
I'm gonna do it.
Maybe they'll start arguing.
When this item, no. There's a question I want to, because Lafdul, I'm trying to determine whether or not Lafdul wants to do a healing check, but this is based on the information that we might know about the crystal ball, and I'm wondering if the characters know this. When we identified it, were we told of any like adverse effects or like?
You were not.
Like my ring of X-ray vision.
Yeah, you were not told of any adverse effects.
Yep.
How long do you want to? How long do you want
to
view Lankas? Subject to change, like just a general idea of what you're aiming for.
Yeah. An hour.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know
Well,
if
if we
that's
10
can't,
minutes there.
if we can't tell what they're saying, if they're not getting books out and stuff, then I don't know what we could learn. But
Well,
what I was thinking is,
Can read body
if-
language. Which one's
Yeah,
the
that's
superior?
true.
Which one's more submissive?
Well,
Does
I'm
it
more
look like he's
thinking-
angry, posturing more? You can read a lot from body language.
well,
They
I'm
do
more
not look
thinking
angry.
If we stop watching and then if
They
we
do not
stop
look
watching
angry.
and start watching again later, and somebody's again trying to scry for Vezerin, the likelihood that Vezerin's going to be with exactly the same person is not going to be 100%. Yeah. So if we scry again later and we see one of those people and a different person, then we know which one's Vezerin.
Could
Well-
also be one of the questions in the commune as well.
So, I mean, like, you can make an assumption. Ockar has made an assumption, and that's and as long as you're like you're making that assumption to then try to confirm it, like that's perfectly fine. Lankas, you are
I'd like to
you're
try to confirm
viewing.
that he's male.
Yeah, and you can ask that through the commune. Lankas, you do notice after a few minutes a very slight headache start to form.
Okay.
Probably.
I might cut it off after only a few more minutes then, if that's happening.
If you mentioned that you are getting headaches, Solas would suggest to stop and perhaps he will
Yeah,
try.
Lafdul would as well, because Lafdul knew he was crippled to an extent when he used this Ring of X-ray vision. And it took a while for him to get his constitution back.
So you want to let it go?
Like you said, a few minutes would have been like 5 or 10,
5.
or what?
Was this?
Like, what would
It's
be a
it's
few
a
minutes?
5 minutes, but it's a very
Uh,
minor headache, but it is beginning.
Yeah, I would stop it when you're feeling a
I'll-
headache from using this thing.
Yeah, I'll go.
And
I'll
see
go
if
for
it
another 2 or 3.
persists.
I'll go for another 3 minutes.
Alright.
And
To a
Well,
total
why
of
not-
8,
stop at that.
give
Why
or
not
take.
stop immediately if it's starting to hurt you?
Hey, it's his life.
I said
Yep.
I said it was a very minor headache.
Okay, fair enough.
So 3 more minutes to a total of 8.
I mean, and Lankas is making decisions. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do dwarves
He's just
get
got a
minor
headache.
headaches?
After another minute or so,
Let's see how
Um,
it goes.
after another minute or so, the male figure gives a kind of a wave, and he's agitated about something, and he's looking around.
Alright, so he's been spooked by the divination.
Maybe.
Because that's what happened.
Yeah, you
Well,
need to
you,
cut
you
it.
sent something's off, because that's what our helmsman said.
Mm.
Yeah.
The
I think at
female,
this point they've-
the female does then leave the room. It definitely looks like he told her to do something.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
It's not
Oh.
following her since we were focused on Vezerin.
The
After her, then.
No,
crystal ball does not move
If it
no,
once
it
you
doesn't
start.
we got
follow.
told it doesn't do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's probably safe to assume that Veteran is the male, because the male was the one who
Here-
ordered the other one.
Yeah,
We
I
know
was about to
Veteran
say
seems to
that
be a
actually
leader.
gave us a lot of information. I'll cut it off at that
Mhm.
point.
Okay. It is about time for us to take our break. So you have that information. Braxon, no, you do not need to roll an intelligence check. You know that dark elves normally have female leadership. You've encountered dark elves before.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But it is about time for us to
That's odd.
take our break. Good time if you want to be planning for a commune the next day. Keep in mind that different characters are asking different deities questions, so asking questions to different deities does not conflict. They're not going to know that the other deity asked something, so it's not a situation where they will get annoyed because the other person cast a commune. Okay, so we are going to take about a 10-minute break for those watching on YouTube. That will be a break in the videos. For those watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere other than to get something to eat or drink, and we'll be back in a few minutes. See you shortly, everyone.
Schrodinger's break.
See you
We'll see
shortly.
you then.
See you soon.